In last week's episode about odd Russian habits, some people chose to get upset or offended for some reason, but I always like to be fair, so I thought in this week's episode we can look at things that Russians, or anyone else for that matter, may or do find odd about my country, the United Kingdom. The British obsession with tea. Yeah, no, that is a bit odd, isn't it? How many cups of tea do many British people have per day? I mean, countless. And then this habit, what a lot of people find, especially Russians, because Russians always have their tea black, and so do other people. But of course, in England, people always add milk to their tea, which a lot of people find odd. You don't really need milk in the tea, if you think about it. Coffee, you might need it because coffee's bitter. Milk's far more expensive than water, isn't it? So what should be a cheap drink, a cup of tea, turns into an expensive drink when you keep adding milk. British people are always apologising. That's one thing that anyone that visits the UK noticed, just constantly saying sorry. What's interesting is that whenever I go out to the UK, I actually really notice it now, because in Russia, no one ever says sorry to anyone for anything. If you bump into someone while going to a shop or something, you don't say sorry, they don't say sorry, you don't say sorry, no one says sorry. Whereas in Britain it's completely opposite. Both sides profusely apologise, don't they? And then both sides insist that they're the one to blame, isn't it? You've got to take the blame for it, don't you? And insist it's your fault. So yeah, I think for a lot of people find that kind of odd, but for British people, of course, it's completely normal. Another unusual thing about the United Kingdom is the amount and the variety of charming regional accents. In Russia, someone from Kaliningrad sounds pretty much like someone 10,000 kilometers away in Vladivostok. They can understand each other perfectly fine and sound pretty similar as well. Whereas, of course, in Britain, someone from 500 kilometres away sounds completely different from someone else, and to an extent that you might not even understand them, even British people, let alone outsiders.
Aye, Mr. Package. Morning. Hey, Valentine's Day today, lovers in there.
It's Valentine's Day today and love is in the air?
Aye.
Getting the hang of this.
I guess, the extreme case like that. But even in normal cases, the amazing thing about Britain is just 100 kilometres away, someone can sound completely different. Now, my wife, she studied English at university for 6 years. Now, she's a fluent English speaker, speaks better English than I do, let's be honest. But even she cannot understand at all any kind of British regional accent. So if she meets someone who's got a strong accent, she'll just sort of laugh a lot and smile. So yeah, that probably happens a lot. So if you've got a strong accent and you travel a lot and people just laughing and smiling at you, it doesn't necessarily mean you're funny. It means they just can't understand the word you're saying. It's a good old-fashioned smile and nod technique, isn't it? Actually, speaking of regional accents, I've got my cousin Trevor staying with me at the moment. I think there's him over there, so we can go over and say hello to him. All right, Trev?
All right, mate.
So yeah, Trevor actually wants to have a little word with you, so introduce yourself, Trev. Hi everyone, I'm Trevor. I'm just visiting Paul at the moment, and actually I was thinking of doing some shorts myself sometime. So let me know in the comments whether you think that would be interesting, because sometimes Paul's videos, they can be a little bit dull. No offence, mate.
Oh, none taken.
So what I want to do, I want to do shorts discovering the real Russia. Oh, and I want to try and find myself a wife as well. Okay, thanks for that, Trev. On with the show. Something that might surprise visitors to the United Kingdom is the British habit of jaywalking. Now, I'd never even heard of the term jaywalking before I left Britain, because everyone just does. There's no such thing as it. But in many other countries of the world, including, surprise, surprise, Russia, you can't just cross a road wherever you want. You can only cross a road at designated points. So if you're in Britain and you're one side of the road, and you want to cross the road, say to go to a shop there, you just cross the road, don't you? But in Russia, or other places, you never do that. You have to walk up to the nearest pedestrian crossing. Here in Russia, you always see people just standing by a roadside. It could be minus 30 in the winter, but people will still stand for 60 to 90 seconds to cross the road each time. You never see anyone doing it, apart from me. I've been known to do it a few times, but just out of habit. I've been caught in quite a few countries doing it, actually. But again, old habits die hard, don't they? The final one I thought of is something that's very topical at the moment. Last week here in Russia and probably other places, there was a lot of talk on it on the social media. The trailer of the new Harry Potter film featuring a black actor playing the role of Severus Snape. Now, in Russia, a lot of people thought that was very odd, that a role that's kind of supposed to be a white person or associated with being a white person was played by a black actor. Probably not just in Russia, I think other people found that odd as well. But that happens quite a lot now, you know, and other things as well, period dramas, you see it, and things like that, whereby non-white actors are playing roles that are associated with white people. Now, in Russia, of course, that wouldn't happen. Okay, that's it then. Thanks for watching. And in the comments, make sure you let us know all the other weird and wonderful British habits that I've forgot to mention. See you next time.